important. And see if you guys agree, and maybe if you disagree, we can think about, well, do you think that's a key word or not? So turn and talk for just a second, and then we'll come back.
Because thermoplastic, and recycle because thermoplastic.
I put thermoplastics, thermosets, synthetic resins, because that's the way they were made.
Oh, resin, right? A synthetic resin. What's a synthetic resin? What does that mean?
It says synthetic resins that are used to make plastic and form plastic powders, and I put plastic powders like
Yeah. So we said something synthetic means it's not made from anything natural. It's not like a cotton plant. It's something that we created in a lab. And it looks like, because plastic is synthetic, when you do
But you can also create a Frankenstein.
you could, that would be synthetic, right? And those plastic powders, what do the plastic powders do? Ah, good to reread, so you make sense, you make sure that you know. Why do we put the plastic powder in?
plastic powders are sold to companies that can be turned them like they can be turned into usable products.
Okay,
Different colors.
yeah, in different colors. So when you get a plastic, it's not in a shape, right? It has to be put into a shape somehow, so I can
Like in a mold. Thermoplastic.
in a mold. So you're going to get there. You're going to get to when you turn the page. They're going to talk about molding and how they mold plastic into shapes. All right? Okay, let's come back. All right, so I got to hear from Logan and Davey. Who's got something to share? What's something you thought was a key word to represent an idea about plastics? What did you think? Yes.
Plastic powders.
So tell us more. Now, what page was that on?
Page 15.
So if you're not on page 15, turn to page 15. All right, so tell us more about plastic powders. Why did you think that was important?
It says plastic powders are sold to companies that can turn them into usable products.
So when a piece of plastic comes to you, it's not in this shape yet, is it?
They have to like form it into the shape.
They have to
with a
melt
mold.
it and then
There you go.
Let it dry and then you have it.
And then you get a shape, right, of whatever you want it to be. And then you said something else about the plastic powders. What do they do for the plastic?
They like change colors.
Right, so if I want green or purple, that's probably a color powder. All right, excellent. What else was important about plastics? Yeah,
I had natural resources
tell me more about that.
because it said that most plastics are made from chemicals that come from oil. A few are made from chemicals that come from natural gas,
Interesting.
coal, cotton, or even wood.
So this is important again if you're an environmentalist, because when we have so much plastic in our house, it's an oil product, isn't it?
yeah, and oil, you have to dig for it and then
Yeah, and oil pollutes, and oil is not a resource that's endless, is it? At some point, we use up we could possibly use up the oil, and you're right, we have to dig for it. So, interesting point.
So
that
we
it's
could like turn the forest into a mine for the storage.
You could, but luckily environmentalists and people who love parks say no mining here. All right, excellent. Anybody else? What else? What did you learn?
I got reheated because the thermoplastic can be reheated and reformed again.
And so we found out that, Davey, you found something out. What are most plastics? The thermoplastic, and then we talked about this. If you go to the recycle bin, what kind of plastic are you recycling?
Thermoplastic.
So today, when you go to take out the garbage, you say, "Mom, are there any thermoplastics for our recycle bin?" And she will say, "What? Mom, I need some
Unless she
thermoplastics."
just studied
Unless she had just studied thermoplastics. So here's the deal. Here's what I want to ask you now. We just have like
I don't have a
minute left.
recycle bin.
Did the keywords, did it help you remember what you read?
Yes.
Okay, how did it help you? Think for just a second. Why did Mrs. Stewart do this with you? So turn and talk with your partners. How did keywords help you? Did it help you?
It made us like think
Because now I know why.
So we
with
would
thermoplastics
so the right
like what plastics are made of and like the different categories and they can do.
But eventually you could turn those into
I
sentences.
could organize what I had thought
One thing I would
without
offer
using
is
a
that when
bunch of
you
words.
just use the keyword, then you don't have to copyright
So I
the
just
book.
add a
You can
couple
save in your
words
own words. So that could be
instead of
one benefit.
a whole story.
And
Okay.
it saves time.
Excellent. And time is of the essence when we're working on this. Okay, so what did you come up with? How did the keywords help you? Yeah, how did it help you?
It helped me by, instead of writing sentences to organize my thoughts, I just had words so that there was less that I had to look through.
Ah, excellent. So it's a bit more time productive, right? Okay. And now it's going to be anybody else? Yeah, how did it help?
Like now I can know how what stuff is really fast and quicker. So I know what different plastics and stuff. Like
Right.
what plastics are made of.
May I borrow your paper for a second? If you want, because Davey and I were talking about this, if you wanted to, you could, if I said, I want you to write it out for me, summarize it in writing, you could take those words and you could write a summary for me, right? And the beauty is, you could do it without having the book in front of you, right? And so now you don't have to copy sentences from the book, because you already know the information. You can just you can say it in your own words. And I always tell my students this: if you can say what you read in your own words, then you know you understood it. If you can't say it in your own words, then you probably need to go back and look at it again and reread it again. All right? Yeah.
I organized my sticky notes. Like I had my thermosets, and then the word that went with them I put beside it. And then I had my thermoplastics, and then recycle went with it.
So
These two went to both of them, so I put them in the middle.
So the beauty of the stickies is I can literally move them around so that I can help myself organize my summary. Very smart. Okay, you get to go to 6th grade. Just right now.
My sister's in 6th.
Okay, go. Just go. Tell the teacher something. You guys did a great job. Give your brain a kiss.